What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Evan. In today's video, I'm going to break down for you exactly what trades I took today. I know it's been a minute since I've taken a video, and I'm just going to kind of explain why it's been a minute. So for a period of time, I went through a little bit of a losing streak. Nothing major, obviously, something that I could tolerate, and I'm completely open about it. But I'm in the learning stages of trading, and I went through somewhat of a losing streak. I was kind of off of it. I didn't focus as much on trading, and now I'm kind of back to it. Not that I wasn't trading every day. I was consistently trading every single day. I've been here every single day at market open, regardless of if I wanted to or not, right? I kind of live by the saying of a bad brush is better than no brush, quoted by J-Dun Trades, right? Like that's what I fucking live by. So I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Well, that's what I live by, and that's what I keep doing is I show up every single day. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. We're still good. So I show up every single day to the market open, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I'm here usually 30 to 45 minutes beforehand, kind of eyeing out what I see, and sometimes it's hard to see things. Sometimes it's hard to understand like what I'm looking at, just because I'm still in the learning stages of trading. But I want to show you two trades that I took today. Both were honestly not that good, but last week I had a really good week, and I had a really consistent week of proper risk management. I just want to kind of show you guys today exactly what trades I took, right, and what I could improve on. So real quick, I'll hop into my screen. And as you can see here, right, we had market open. This is from the lows, right? So if we are on QQQQ or QQQ, and if we go to the hourly time frame, today is currently September 25th. We can see that we are literally at the lows, right? We're literally at the lows on QQQ. So I'm not trying to take any puts here. I'm not, right? And maybe that's a bad thing that I'm biased towards the upside, but that's kind of, kind of what got me in trouble in the first place. But we're going to take a look at the exact trades that I took. So first trade I entered in at approximately 9:46 a.m., which would be, where are we at? We are right, is it 46 is right here. So this is exactly where I entered in the trade. I'm trying to get this thing out of the way. So I entered in the trade here, right? I entered calls for the upside after I see price is starting to move to the upside, right? I did have this level from pre-market where we were kind of, it was somewhat of a resistance. So I noted that, but we started breaking above that zone, and that's exactly why I bought in calls. And it's, immediately after that, we see somewhat of a pullback, which is completely fine, right? Because we're above the moving average, 200 moving average, which is the orange line right here. We're above that moving average. I'm like, okay, we're chilling, right? We are good. So we end up pushing up. We get a huge fake out. My goal was to sell at this trend line that I have here. Now, this is a trend line from the hourly time frame. I didn't point it out on the last, when I just went to the hourly time frame. But if you want to go back and pause, that is a trend line from the hourly time frame. The goal was to sell there, right? This was the quickest move I've ever seen in my entire life. We literally shot up, instantly rejected. And number one, I just want to point out, this is a bad thing that I did. I let this happen to me, right? It shot up. I was literally sitting here watching it, and I had, my mouse on the sell button, right? Ready to sell once it reached that level. It immediately pulled back. What I should have done was taken, I had two contracts. What I should have done is taken one contract off, let another contract run, and if the other contract invalidated, then been out. But what did I do? I didn't do that, obviously, right? So I'm holding, right? Has a huge push up, pulls back, right? I'm all the way down here now. I'm now in the red, right? But I had this fib level drawn, so I still felt safe because I knew that we could bounce here. We started to bounce, rejected right here, pull back down into here, and this is where I ended up selling my position. Why did I sell my position down there? First of all, because it completely invalidated, right? First of all, here's where I entered, here's where I exited. Huge L, bro. And this is unacceptable, right? And I'm saying this to myself. Like, this is what I'm saying to myself when I'm sitting here, not only to this video. Like, this is unacceptable. So it was an overall 44% loss. It's not a lot of money, right? It's not about the money. It's about the percentage gain or loss. It's about the risk management, and it's about, can you manage how much you're losing versus how much you are making on your winning and losing trades, right? That's all that matters. That's literally all that matters. So I'm sitting here, right? I'm in a 44% loss. I take the L. It ends up bouncing. It comes back down, right? At this time, I'm out of my trade, right? And I've lost 44%. Number one, because I was holding way too long. The market was way too choppy for me to be able to make any money on this unless I literally sold perfectly right here, but I didn't, right? I didn't because I was being too greedy. Maybe I wanted literally this trend line, right? I should have taken at least one contract off. I'd be perfectly fine right now, but I'm not. I'm still fine, but you understand where I'm coming from. A 44% loss is not a good loss, right? So price came back down. Number one, the contract decay absolutely destroyed me, right? Number two, I let this thing run way too long. And those two things combined, right? Basically a choppy market, which causes contract decay, and just me letting the loser run is just a setup for failure. Obviously, as you can see, we pulled back. We started chopping, right? Got another short little push up. I still wasn't even in the green up here. I wasn't even in the green, right? Chop, little chop down. But it's like a slow chop, right? It's not a big drop down, so it's just a slow chop. And I'm sitting here losing, my premiums decaying at the same time as me being in a losing position. So huge loss. I just wanted to point that out exactly why that was an L, right? I don't even exactly know why. Well, I know exactly why I was holding it, right? It's because the market was so choppy, right? I'm holding it thinking, okay, we could still have a chance to have somewhat of a reversal. And in the short term, I'm not seeing that big of a movement, right? I'm not seeing that big of a movement down. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably still good to hold this. I'm not looking at my P&L, keep in mind. And then by the time I see the P&L, I'm like, okay, we literally got destroyed during this chop, contract decay, and now we're down at a point where, I might as well just get out of this. So I got out of it, right? Overall, bad trade. Started off really good, right? It was moving in my direction. I just didn't take profits at the correct time, and that was my fault. So let's hop into trade number 2, right? So trade number 2 was at approximately 10:46. I know, like freaking hour apart. So 10:46 was literally right here. I got into calls again. Now, one thing I did differently here was I got into contracts that cost way less than the contracts here. Contracts here were about 65 cents. Contracts here were $47, right? And one thing I want to point out that I'm going to use to kind of help me in the future, and that you guys could probably use to help you in the future as well, is use a contract, right, that doesn't cost as much. I'm using 1 DTE, right, contracts, but the contracts are like $40, $47 in this case. The lower contract you have, right, the less it's going to move. I know it's still 1 DTE, but the less that it's going to move, and therefore, right, if you have a 65-cent contract like I did previously, once it starts to pull back, like it starts pulling back quick, right? But this 47-cent contract didn't even pull back. So I get in right here and it starts pulling back, right? It pulls back down to here, and I said, okay, I'm going to hold this because we literally had a support here previously. So if it broke below that, I'm out. Now this thing pulls back. I'm only down like what? I think it was like $6 or 7 or 6 cents, right, on a 47-cent contract. So I'm not down very much, right? I'm not down very much at all. And if we break this low, I'm like, okay, that's fine, right? We pull back, and then we end up shooting up. So I'm in it for this entire uptrend, right? Now, what I should have done was get out up here at this previous break. Did I do that? No, right? I waited because I knew it was kind of safe to be able to hold it because I wanted it to bounce at this trend line. We came back kind of close to the trend line, bounced up a little bit higher. I didn't sell again, pulled back again, tested the trend line one more time. And I finally sold on this push up right here, right? But I'm just showing you this, guys, as this is a good trade, but it wasn't a perfect trade, right? And the reason it wasn't a perfect trade is because I should have sold into momentum, right? I only had one contract, but I should have sold into momentum, locked in my position, and walked away. Instead, I waited here for an extra, I don't know, however this long is, 11:18 to like 12, like almost another freaking hour, right? I waited from this point all the way over here just to get to here, just to get to literally the same point, because contract decay made it decay, obviously far less than the 65-cent contracts, probably about like $2 or 2 cents, whatever, right here, between all of this. But I waited an extra hour just to lock in my position. I waited an extra hour to lock in my position. Like, this is the thing that I'm trying to get better at. And this is the thing that I don't know what kind of trader you are, if you're someone who wants to hold longer or you're someone who wants to scalp. I'm personally trying to lean more towards the scalping side. Yes, I know that there's days where there's consistent uptrends in the market. Today was not that day. And I knew that already from this price action right here, right? So I don't know why I was trying to hold right here. So basically what I wrote down for myself to learn from today, and what you guys could help, learn from today as well, is use contracts that cost less money. 40 to 55 cent contracts would be perfect, right? That is perfect. It's literally, you're risking nothing, basically, right? And if it starts moving in your favor, it's going to, you'll make not a crazy amount, obviously, unless you're trading a lot of contracts, but simply focus on the percentage of what you're making, right? You buy a $47 contract. I sold this one specifically at 73 cents, right? I bought the contract at 47 and I sold it at 73. That's a really good percentage gain. That's, I think it's almost 50%. I don't know. I can't do the math in my head, but it's close. Maybe it's 40 or something like that. But that's a really good percentage gain, right? And that's on a smaller contract. So you're not risking that much, right? But you're getting the basics down. So that's one note from today, is use smaller sized contracts. Another note, right, is sell into momentum up. Allow yourself to make money when it's pushing up very fast like that, and just get out of the position. Because you as a trader, your goal isn't to sit here and trade all day. I've been sitting here since 9:30. It's now 12:30. I've been here for 3 hours, right? Sitting at this desk. Sure, I've let my dog out a couple times and stuff like that and eaten something. But mainly, my main focus is right here. I, as a trader, want to get in a position, get out of a position, make my money, and leave. That's the goal, right? So 2 lessons from today: use lighter size contracts, and number 1. And number 2 is to just, sell into momentum and make your money quickly. If a position isn't working in your favor, don't sit there and bag hold it like I did on this one. All right, so learn from my mistakes. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, like this video for more videos like this one, and I'll try to help you guys out along my journey as much as I can. Yeah, see you guys in the next video.